Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and this is a deck review. Hey, today we're gonna look at the Shin Lim NOCs from Shin Lim and Alex Pandrea. All right, you know who Shin Lim is. Everybody does. Everybody knows who Shin Lim is. That's crazy. He is a 27-year-old Canadian-American magician. He's Han Chinese, and he's recognized for his use of card manipulation and sleight of hand. He is self-taught. He learned most of his skills from watching YouTube, if you can believe it. And he is known for his elaborate close-up card routines, and he's usually very quiet, doesn't say much, and he sets all of his tricks to music. He also won Penn & Teller Foolus. He won last year's AGT and this year's AGT Champions. But I first heard about him in 2015 when he won the FISM World Champion in close-up card magic. This deck is the latest release in a series of NOC playing cards, NOC. People usually say it means nothing, only color, but really NOC is NOC. If you know what NOCs are just a solid color back design. Typically, they have standard faces and standard suits, but they've varied in the past. There has also been a line of signature NOCs that have had the creator's signature on the front, like these. However, they were all numbered with Roman numerals on the top, and this one isn't, and this one's not being marketed as a signature edition, but I'm kind of just feeling like it is. Of course, this deck is in Shin Lim red, and so I thought, wouldn't it be fun to compare this against the other red NOCs? So we'll also be looking at the Laura London signature deck, the NOC Originals, and the Dapper Red. The tuck case is all done in black matte, wrapped all the way around. There's no other writing or ornamentation. It says Shin Lim NOC on the front in red metallic, and the bottom has some ad copy about bicycle, and you have a nondescript, completely blank red tuck seal. That's everything I can say about this tuck case. Let's break it open and look inside. The card back is a giant field of red. Giant field of Shin Lim red with a black bordered frame, a thick black bordered frame. So let's compare. Let's look at the other three decks really quick. So if you compare this against the Laura London Expert deck, you're gonna see that the Shin Lim red is just a little bit deeper shade of red, and the black line on the Shin Lim cards are thicker. But I'll tell you something, in some lighting, these two look exactly the same as far as the shade of color. Like sometimes I look at it and I go, oh, Laura London's a little bit lighter, but then another lighting, they look identical. The Laura London deck was made by Expert Playing Cards, and it measures in at 2.92. Next, let's look at the NOC Originals. The NOC Originals are more of an orangey shade of color, right? They're more of an orangey red, and they have no border at all, so you can completely different. The NOC Originals were printed by Bicycle, and they come in at 2.88. Now, when you measure 10 cards from Shin Lim, they are 2.89. So these are gonna feel the most like the NOC Originals, and that makes sense because they're both made by Bicycle. Next, let's look at the Dapper Red. This deck is also made by Expert. It was released by Vanishing Incorporated. Noticeably deeper shade of red this time with Shin Lim's. Same kind of hue, but Shin's is way more deeper. And again, Shin Lim's black border is thicker. The Dappers measure in at 2.76. Now, the other thing of note is that most of the NOCs in the past have been marked. They've either been marked for suit or fully marked. Some of the signature decks have been fully marked. Shin Lim told me that these are not marked, so not marked at all. With this deck, you're gonna get two Shin Lim Jokers. It's Shin's new logo, and it has a bar between his initials. Previously in the past, I think it was a tie, right? It was a tie. And so now it's a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more cool looking. Also with this deck, you're gonna get two gaff cards, one familiar to you, one original. I'm showing you the footage from Shin Lim's trailer so that you can see what the gaff cards do. But basically you're getting a blank card and you're getting a transitionary blank to King of Spades card. Your Shin Lim NOC has the split spade pip there right in the center, and it says NOC on top in Shin Lim red, and underneath is Shin's signature. Your pips and indice cards are going to be completely standard. Your court cards are completely standard. Shin Lim is a magician, and for the most part, magicians appreciate standard faces so as not to scare our spectators into thinking that we're using a marked deck or a trick deck. All right, so that's pretty much everything I can say about the new Shin Lim NOCs. You can pick those up at Shin Lim's website. I'll put the links below in the description for you. I want to thank Shin Lim and Alex Pandrea for being so helpful to me. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.